and a member opposed. Each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to offer an amendment to this so-called Stop Settlement Slush Funds Act. It's not a slush fund at all. It's a fund that goes to compensate people who are harmed due to the wrongdoing of mostly large multinational corporations. And so this is misnamed. It talks about a slush fund. There's no slush fund involved here. This is an unwise and odious bill. And what my amendment would do would be to exempt cases concerning manipulations of emission standards from the harshness of this bill. So in other words, the federal government through the EPA could institute a lawsuit against a firm or company, large multinational foreign company like Volkswagen, as it did a couple of years ago, and obtain benefits that would accrue to not just the direct recipients of the harm from Volkswagen, but also to society at large that was harmed by Volkswagen's fraudulent activity. You see, what happened was Volkswagen sold about 590,000 diesel-powered vehicles here in the United States. These vehicles were supposed to conform with U.S. law insofar as emission standards are concerned. And what Volkswagen did was to put in a mechanism in the cars that would defeat the ability of the regulators who wanted to check to find out whether or not the vehicles complied with emission standards. So Volkswagen cheated. They sold 590, almost 600,000 vehicles on America's roads that were unknowingly polluting the very air that all of us breathe. So we all suffered a harm as a result of Volkswagen's fraud, but there were 590,000 vehicle owners who had to be protected as well. So EPA sued Volkswagen. Volkswagen knew they were wrong. They settled the case. It was about $15 billion. That shows you how much money they have, how much money they're trying to protect here with this bill. The $15 billion was to go to compensate the aggrieved vehicle owners as well as society at large for the harm that was done due to the fraudulent conduct. And what this legislation would do would be to cut the ability of the U.S. government to sue a corporate wrongdoer and receive benefits that it would then put into the hands of the individuals who were harmed, as well as to rectify the harm done to society. This amendment would exempt this kind of case, the Volkswagen case, from the harsh restrictions of this legislation. And so I would ask, in the interest of our environmental consciousness, that this body would vote in favor of this amendment. And with that, I will reserve the balance of my time.